Norm Rosen from RV Lifestyle Magazine and RV Dealer News at the new corporate headquarters for Roadtrek Inc. Roadtrek Inc. is now a division of Groupe Rapido from France. And with me today is Nicolas Rousseau, who is with Groupe Rapido, and Nicolas will be the executive in charge of overseeing the North American presence of Roadtrek Incorporated. Nicolas, bienvenue à Canada. Bienvenue à North America.
Thank you very much, Norman. It's my pleasure to be here with you, and thank you very much for coming here and for this interview. It's a great opportunity for us, Roadtrek and Groupe Rapido.
Yes, and you know, in the months leading up to the acquisition of Roadtrek Inc., I had the opportunity to look at the history of Groupe Rapido, which is a family-owned business started by an artisan, a craftsman, which would be your grandfather.
Correct.
And continuing on, you're now the third generation of management for Groupe Rapido, and this family-oriented business, I've always felt that when you have a family-oriented business going generation after generation, these are the people who care the most about the product, who care the most about the family of consumers who will ultimately enjoy the product. So today we have a few questions that are on the minds of not only the dealers throughout North America, but also the consumers who have taken the Roadtrek brand to heart for over 40 years. Mm-hmm. So let me just ask you, who will be the key management people who will lead this renaissance of Roadtrek Incorporated?
So we have hired back some people of the previous organization, mm-hmm. and who you also used to work with the Roadtrek band back some years ago. So we have 6 people on the head of departments, and we have to start with, we have Len McDougall on the sales side. He's mm-hmm. going to be the head of, along with 3 sales representatives. We have Karen Torcoroletti that's going to head the marketing and the communication division. Mm-hmm. Then we have Jeff Stride who's going to be in charge of the operation. Yes. And along with Mark Aron for all finance and accounting. We have mm-hmm. hired also Mr. Emmanuel Alliette, which is going to be in charge of the controlling, HR, mm-hmm. and payroll. And I believe we have Jeff Dukes, yes, that's going to be in charge of the R&D division, mm-hmm. also part of the previous organization.
Uh-huh. And as I understand it, the Chief Executive Officer will be announced sometime in the next few weeks.
That's right. I'm proceeding with the interviews as I'm here in Canada, and we will let people know as soon as we have somebody on board, but it's in process, and we have a couple candidates, so I'm pretty, enthusiastic, and we'll be surely finding somebody who's going to be able to run soon.
Yes, so announcements on the Chief Executive Officer position will be on the RV Dealer News website within hours of the announcement. Excellent. Will the Canadian dealers and the North American dealers for Roadtrek brand be working with their previous Roadtrek reps?
No. We have hired back different sales representatives, mm-hmm. and we're actually in a process to review everything. So there will be some people, but it's going to be new contacts, and this.
So primarily a new group of sales reps will be handling the brand?
Well, it's going to be people from the previous organization as well that we would like to work with, and mm-hmm. But their geographic zone and so on, and contacts with the dealers is probably going to be new people.
Oh, I understand. So it will be adjusted to make it more appropriate to
exactly.
the dealers and to the consumers in the various parts of North America.
That is right, and we're going to disclose this information as soon as we're done with the process.
Excellent. With everyone going to Elkhart in the middle of September, do you expect the reps and everything to be put in place by that point in mid-September?
Oh yes, for sure. It's going to be done.
Now, when will Roadtrek Incorporated begin producing 2020 models?
Well, we have done the production planning, and we have already passed some chassis orders, and we expect to produce by the beginning of 2020. Early the first quarter of 2020, we'll be producing 2020 model.
I see. And what models will highlight the Roadtrek Incorporated 2020 line?
Well, we kept 6 models, the 6 high runners models, and we want to, Roadtrek has an expertise in the B class, as everybody knows, and we want to keep this expertise, and we want to be able to propose an entry-level car with good quality up to the top technology cars that Roadtrek used to do, like EcoTrack with all batteries and so on. So we'll keep six models that's going to be able to hopefully fulfill all the needs on the market, and we want to be a specialist, and we want to be on all segments of this market. So, so with these 6 models, we think we're gonna fill.
So essentially, all of the models except the popular model, which was built on the Chevrolet chassis.
That's right. Right. That's right. We don't keep the Chevy models that were really demanding, very complex to manufacture, and the cells were not up to the level we imagined. So we're not keeping the Chevys, but we keep some other models for sure.
And you're starting now to develop the concept on the Transit chassis, which we never saw before.
Yes, we're working quite hard on this project, and we expect it to be available in early next year.
In the current era, with the very large production numbers from all of the RV manufacturers, it seems the quality control has become an issue that consumers are very concerned with. Will Roadtrek Incorporated embrace the Groupe Rapido perspective on quality control?
That's a very good question. That's a main thing we want to look after, and we are very careful on this. As we are taking over this new company, we want to start right. We want to start step by step, and we definitely want to do things right at the first time. So we're looking at a new quality manager, somebody from outside. We're in the process to hire somebody new, and definitely along with the Rapido Group team, and here the team here, we are very. This is something that we have in common, and this is a new opportunity for us to do things right, and we definitely want to focus on quality, reliability, and to bring on the market a well-finished product, and to bring up a little bit the quality that used to be in the recent years.
Now, among the few problems that arose in the recent models under the previous incarnation of Roadtrek, there were some difficulties with the EcoTrack models that were outfitted with lithium battery systems. Are you going to continue these products? Are you going to refine the concept? Is this going to be subjected to more research and development before it actually hits production for 2020 models?
Yes, we're going to continue this model. There have been extensive R&D on these batteries and on all the systems. I've met myself along with the team here, the suppliers of the batteries, and we have now a solution that I think is already retrofitted on some vehicles. So we'll keep on looking after having this system reliable, and retrofitted some cars if needed, but we're definitely going to continue this technology, as we think this is something that is needed, is asked from our customers, and I think this also could be part of the B-Class future.
Yes, I think so. Will Roadtrek Incorporated be a Mercedes master upfitter?
Yes, we're in the process of the certification, and we're currently also working on some models on Mercedes chassis. So we definitely be a Mercedes manufacturer.
Excellent, because that in many cases is like the good housekeeping seal of approval on a motorhome.
That's right.
And it's something that the consumers are very, very concerned with, and as are the dealers.
Yes.
How many of the previous Roadtrek dealers have signed on to carry the Roadtrek Incorporated products in Canada and the United States?
Well, having discussed with some of them in Quebec, in Canada, and the States, everybody is pretty eager to see Roadtrek back on the market, and this is for us a great news. Everybody is willing to work back with us, and along with the new team and the new corporation. So I would say that close to 100%, probably 90 to 95% of the dealers are willing to work back with the Roadtrek brand.
That's very impressive. Will there be any territories open for new dealerships?
That's currently under process, so we're looking at some areas that we might be able to fulfill. This is going to be also depending on the production level we'll be able to supply on the market, but we're definitely looking at that.
Excellent. Will Roadtrek Incorporated have a team to develop a stronger working relationships with the dealer channel?
Yes, that's a very good point. We want to bring confidence in this brand, in this very known brand on the market, and we have already hired 4 people in the sales team, and along with marketing and communication, this is going to be a top priority. Is going to be to take contact, to visit the dealers, and to let them know how we want to proceed, and what's our goal and objectives, and how we want to get back on the market. So that will be an extensive job to visit the dealers in the coming months.
Yes. Now, of course, Roadtrek Incorporated, as part of Groupe Rapido, is an entirely new company, without any obligation to take care of some of the problems or the baggage left over by the previous ownership. But there are still consumers in the field with recent model year Roadtreks, and it's a matter of pride in the brand.
Yes.
How will Roadtrek Incorporated counteract the negative market factors that arise from recent model year quality control and or design issues that predate the Groupe Rapido acquisition of Roadtrek?
So we very much understand that even though we could be free of any liabilities, and we could just provide warranty on new cars that are going to be produced by the new corporation, new Roadtrek Inc., that we'll still have the Roadtrek brand on the company, and we don't want to let the dealers and our clients, because consumers, without any services. So we decided to provide 2 years warranty on all cars that have been starting at the selling date. But we wanted to cap to a certain amount of money, because, well, we are not responsible for these issues, but we kept it to $1,500 Canadian dollars, amount. And well, we definitely going to be looking at all the warranty claims. We're on the process on looking at that, and we will definitely see how we handle that.
Yes, of course, most of the components, the engine, the drivetrain, the various RV appliances within the Roadtrek models, these are all covered by the warranties of their individual manufacturers.
That's right.
So when you're offering the previous consumers up to $1,500 Canadian warranty, covering the previous 2-year models, you're actually covering the parts and components that were specific to the Roadtrek. I would expect
that is right.
Body components,
all body components,
cabinetry, things like this that were distinctively Roadtrek. The consumers would, of course, have been continually protected by the manufacturers of things like their air conditioners and their refrigerators and their water heaters.
Yeah,
and things like this.
It's the part from the chassis warranty.
Yeah, totally
it's
separate to that.
Definitely
Yes.
on the body, on what Roadtrek has been doing, manufacturing.
Yes. Now, how will Roadtrek Incorporated handle the parts and warranty claims for the recent consumers?
So this is something that it's on process right now. There are two people in charge of this job on warranty claim side in the company right now, and this is something that it's a big job we have to go through. So we hope that our dealers and our clients will understand that as we are just starting over the company, it will take some time to go over the backlog of warranty claims, but we'll try to be as effective as possible, and this team, along with us, will be looking after that, and we'll process that over time.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's also a category of vehicle, which was the brand new stock built under the previous regime, sitting on the dealer lots now, and actually being sold as current model year, but not product that's being manufactured, of course, by Roadtrek Inc. How will Roadtrek Inc. handle warranty on the new stock that is sitting on dealer lots that was shipped during or prior to the transition?
This is something that we're currently reviewing, and this is something that will be decided along with the team here. So we're working on that, and we will definitely disclose this information as soon as we have decided on this information.
Mm-hmm. So this will, I would imagine, include the Roadtrek components, but not necessarily the second row seating on some of the Sprinter 3500 chassis, because that was covered by a recall issued by the former regime and also the receiver.
That's right.
Prior to the transition. So if it's a recall of the motorhome to adjust the second row seat in the Sprinter 3500 chassis, that is something that is still to be resolved with the prior ownership.
That's right. This information has been disclosed prior to Groupe Rapido acquisition, and however, we decided not to take any warranty on these cars. We are very eager to propose our dealers and our customers as retrofittable solution. So we want, as I said, we want to do things right, and we want to bring the Roadtrek brand name, up into the market. So we're working currently on a retrofittable solution. We have some tests to perform, and we will definitely disclose also this information, how we're going to handle this retrofittable solution as soon as we're done with all the process. But we're working on it.
Excellent. Now, a retrofittable solution seems to be the most logical approach to this.
Yes. It's as I said, it's on process, but we have good hopes that we can do something for that, and we want to fix this, and we want to be able to propose our customers a solution. And
Excellent. Now, in the months during the transition period, there were, of course, Roadtrek dealers throughout North America who were, as a matter of goodwill, doing repairs that would normally be covered under warranty. So there are warranty claims that were taken care of by dealers during the transition period. How will Roadtrek Incorporated take care of the dealers who were doing this work?
This is, we already discussed a bit about that, but this is things that are from the past organization, and this is prior to Groupe Rapido acquisition again, and this should have been discussed with the receiver and with the past organization, but we're very much open to discuss things with our dealers, and we want to be close to them and understand what have been the struggle and so on. But talking with some of them, it hasn't been much an issue. For some of them, for some, I don't think we've heard many complaints on that, but this is something that.
So it's something that would be discussed on a dealer by dealer, unit by unit.
Yeah, I think this is something that's going to be discussed with the team here, and but again, this is something that belonged to the previous organization.
Yes, and of course, the people who purchased Roadtreks in the past 3 or 4 or 5 years, once Groupe Rapido has returned the brand to the marketplace, all of these people will immediately have an increase in the value of their used units. So the fact that the Roadtrek brand is being brought back, and the fact that you're offering a limited $1,500 coverage for the prior 2 years units for the various distinctively Roadtrek components, this should very substantially enhance the value of the older model Roadtrek units that are on the road all over North America. And 28% of the Class B market bear the Roadtrek name.
That's right.
You know, so the actions that Roadtrek Inc. Is taking now will substantially benefit the consumers in many ways, over and above the direct access to repair parts that they may need at one point or another. Excellent. What features and characteristics of the Roadtrek Incorporated products will carry the distinctive Roadtrek innovations, and what elements of the Groupe Rapido models can we expect to see in the 2020 and future Roadtrek models?
That's a good question. We want to focus on establishing Roadtrek back to the market with a reliable product, good quality, and so we're going to continue on what Roadtrek has been doing at best the previous years, and we want to be very careful on doing things right. And as for what Groupe Rapido can bring over to North America, this is something that we'll be discussing here with the team. There are couples ideas already that are being discussed, but our first priority is to bring back the core of products of Roadtrek back to the market and reestablish the brand name and be able to do things well. And once this is established and when the brand is back on and stabilized, then we will look for new features and expansions and see what we can do in the future.
Well, from what we've seen of the Groupe Rapido products, there could be a lot of very exciting innovations coming to the North American market, because the European approach to the Class B motorhome is quite different. It's a lot lighter, more nimble on the road, handles beautifully, considerably more fuel efficient. So with these possibilities coming up in the future, I would think that the future for Roadtrek Incorporated models would be very, very bright.
That's right, and some people are probably aware, but one of the major leading B-class manufacturer in Europe, and we produce cars for Mercedes, Marco Polo with the vans, and we are the owners of Westphalia brand in Europe, and we have strong knowledge in the conception and development of B classes, and we definitely are quite excited about this new adventure, and we get often some inquiries from North America for Westphalia to be back on North American market. So we'll go over on how we could help to propose new features on our products.
Excellent. In closing this interview, are there any thoughts that you would like to share with the current and prospective Roadtrek dealers and consumers?
Yes, thank you, Norm. This is the opportunity to thank all dealers and all Roadtrek clients for the support and for their patience in understanding that we are working very hard to bring the Roadtrek brand back to the market. We definitely want to do things right and give us a bit of time to be able to deal with everything, but we'll be very happy to meet all the dealers in the coming shows and all the Roadtrek customers in retail shows. And thank you very much to everybody, and thanks to you guys, we'll be able to do a great job and to bring Roadtrek at the level it used to be.
Thank you.
Thank you, Norm.